Canada retaliates with 25% tariff. Jamaica Police Federation want no cap on police salaries. 27-year-old charged for murder of a pastor. Businessman shot at his birthday party. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Canada hit back at the United States with a 25% tariff, same total that Trump says he placed on Canada. Not only that, but Canada also hit co-president Elon Musk as well. Ontario Premier Doug Ford also emphasized that his government would be ripping up its 100 million Canadian contract with Elon Musk's satellite internet company Starlink. Musk, the CEO of SpaceX and Starlink parent company, is one of Trump's closest allies. Ford said Ontario won't do business with people hell-bent on destroying their economy. Now, as a result of Canada hitting back, the coward has now announced that he is pausing tariff on Canada and Mexico for a month. Back in Jamaica, chairman of the Jamaica Police Federation, Sergeant Arlene McBean, has come out swinging against a suggestion that the government reintroduce a fiscal rule that caps public sector wages as a percentage of gross domestic product. Former chairman of the Replace Economic Program Oversight Committee, Keith Duncan, made the recommendation last December against the background of growing concern over the increasing share of public sector salaries relative to the nation's economic output. Mr. Duncan said wages and salaries were consuming approximately 45% of tax revenue and 40% of total revenues. This, he said, raised questions about Jamaica's fiscal sustainability and economic health. Responding to the suggestion on Sunday, Sergeant McBean said the only cap the police are willing to hear about is the one that they were issued to wear on their heads. And that is the only cap is a cap on your head, she said. The Clarendon police are investigating an alleged case of filicide committed on the weekend in May Pen. The police said 34-year-old plumber Ryan Savary was stabbed and killed by his father, 66-year-old Desmond Savary, during a dispute. And reports said that both men were at home when they got into an argument over the elderly Savary's constant abuse of alcohol. And it's further reported that the son slapped his father across the face and forced him into their house. Desmond allegedly retaliated by using a knife to stab his son in the chest. Ryan was then taken to hospital by residents but died while undergoing treatment. The accused man reportedly fled the scene and was later apprehended by the police and taken to the May Pen lockup. A man who is being investigated for a number of serious offenses in the Kingston Western Police Division has been charged with murder committed along North Street 2 years ago. The accused is 27-year-old Tafari Gale, otherwise called Tyson, of a Charles Street address. He was also charged on Friday with possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and making use of a firearm to commit a felony in relation to that incident. The allegations are that on October 19 of 2022, about 12:20, Chad Colton, who is age 22 of Bread Lane address, was standing along a pathway in the vicinity of number 93 North Street when he was approached by Gale, who was armed with a handgun. The accused reportedly shot Colton in the upper body and then escaped on foot in the area. Colton was pronounced dead upon arrival at hospital. ACP Phipps said Colton was a top-tier member of the Denham Town-based Scream Corner Gang, while Gale is a top-tier member of the Tivoli Gardens-based Young Generation Gang. A 27-year-old construction worker has been charged in relation to the January 18 murder of a 41-year-old pastor. Police said Lamar Myers, otherwise called Duppy Maker of Burke Road in Old Harbour, St. Catherine, was held for the killing of Michael Spencer of Dolphin Terrace, Old Harbour Glades in the parish. Spencer was killed along West Street, also in Old Harbour. Reports from the Old Harbour police are that about 8 p.m., Spencer was at his stall in the area when Myers approached him. He allegedly brandished a firearm and opened gunfire, hitting the pastor in the head and upper body before escaping on foot in the area. An investigation was launched into the murder, and Myers was listed as wanted. 2 days later, he turned himself in. Myers has been charged with murder, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a prohibited weapon to commit a felony. And he was charged following a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney, and his court date is now being finalized. Meanwhile, a prominent Ocherius business owner was shot and injured at his birthday party on Saturday night. The businessman Patrick Anthony Miller, owner of Sparkles Auto Parts Store, was attacked by a lone gunman while at the venue of his birthday celebration of Chisholm Lounge in Ocherius in St. Anne. Reports said that Miller was standing close to a fence attached to the venue when the shooter climbed over and fired several shots which caught Miller in the upper body. The gunman made his escape in a dark-colored motor car which went towards the Great Pond Content Gardens area, and Miller was rushed to hospital where he has been admitted in a serious condition. And that shooting sure sounds like a hired hit. A Portland man is dead after he was attacked by a family member of another man he had injured during an earlier altercation. Police have since arrested the family members in connection with that murder. The deceased man has been identified as Michael Spougeberg, 27, a resident of West Norman Lane in Buff Bay in Portland. Police reports are that about 1 p.m. on Friday, an altercation occurred between Spougeborough and another young man in Buff Bay. Spougeborough allegedly left and returned with a machete, which he used to inflict a wound to the man's hand. And it's alleged that 3 of the man's family members went in pursuit of Spougeborough, who they attacked with stones and a baseball bat. He was rushed to hospital where he died of his wounds. The Buff Bay police have now detained the 3 family members who are implicated in that incident. On to Premier League, Mount Pleasant winning streak ended on Sunday, and it ended by a team they never expected to lose to. They were beaten 2-1 by Harbourview, who were in second to last place in the Premier League. Harbourview now have 19 points and are in 12th place, which is third from last. But Mount Pleasant continued to lead with 52 points. Mobay, who were in second place, did not earn a point either as they were beaten 2-0 by 10th place Dunbehold, and from this loss, Mobay now move down to third on 44 points. And in other match, Racing United won a club record 4th straight game on Sunday, beating Chapelton Maroons 2-0 in the first game of a doubleheader at Drewsland. And the win saw Racing bolt up the points table and into 7th place on 28 points. Portmore squeezed out a 2-1 win over last place Humber Lions, while Waterhouse and Mullines United played to a 1-all draw. And in last night's game, Arnett Gardens and Tivoli Gardens had a scoring spree game which saw a total of 8 goals. Arnett scored 5, Tivoli scored 3. This win now allows Arnett to jump into second place with 45 points, which is one more than Mobay United. Cavaliers meantime edge Vere United 2-1 and remain in 5th with 37 points and staying in the playoff zone to possibly create some havoc again this year. And if you missed the news, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep us going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.